Hi, this is another video on magnets, and I'm going to show you something with this first. And let's go halfway around there. Oh, I'm wearing gloves because these are nickel plated, so when touching it, the acid on my hands would get rid of the coating, and I could feel the metal on my fingertips, and if I scratch anywhere on my body, it gets all over the skin, and it's not good for you. So yeah, I should just wash my hands, but still, you still need to put gloves on if you don't want it to get any on your skin. So anywho, magnetic field, just like that, right? And I'm gonna go halfway around here. So magnetic field over here is north, so this is south, so north. So looking at this side, it's oh boy. This is why the gloves is not that good, since it gets stuck between your fingers sometimes. So I mean, between the gloves, not the fingers. Okay. Do it again. So north and south, right? So this side is south and this side is north, and south and north and south and north. See, so this field right here, I've seen in one of Ken Williams' videos. By that I mean this part. He never showed us beneath it because it was his secret. He had like a copper plate that's curved, that's covering it, and it had basically the same field like this under the magnetic viewing film. Okay. I'm gonna move on to this now. So to get a magnet like this, it's simple. The magnetic field is acting like a big magnet, right? And let's see what happens when I go underneath this part. So if I go past this, what will this do? It'll go towards the center and this part, right? But this doesn't want to go there. But you see that? And you see this. Okay, my stand is always falling down, so I have to put it back up again. And it might happen again in the video, so can't be. So it's repelling right now, right? And it's attracting, repelling. I have a magnet here. Attracting, repelling. So what happens if I put this in here? It doesn't want to stay in the middle. It doesn't want to stay in the middle. It wants to do this number though. But it goes to the sides instead of wanting to be in the middle. It is repulsed at the middle instead of being attracted at the middle. So what happens if I put this? I gotta move this up here. Gonna flip it and put it in the center. Now what does this look like under the magnetic viewing film right here? You have a more pronounced center. The figure 8 is more pronounced, if you didn't notice. And these parts, it's like that because they're individual magnets, which is why it's like that. Can't be really helped. And let's see how. Okay, it's attracted here, so it's repulsing here, but it's attracting at this point. It's being attracted instead of being repelled. And once it hit this point, like, it's very strong. The attraction over here is inverse to this. So it's attracted here first, but it's overpowered and it goes to the side parts of the magnet, the disc magnet. Why did I show you this then? Well, look at these two magnets. They're fundamentally identical by its mass before its field was changed. However, when you look under the pole finder, this part is the same as this part, as the center part is the same as this center part. But, okay, they're repulsing, so yeah, they're all facing the same direction of the field, of the outer edge field. So sticks at magnetic north over here, sticks at magnetic north at the edges of the magnet, the outer edge. So the magnetic south sticks at the center. So this one magnetic south sticks at the center. If I could get it to stick at the center, but it's harder for this one. But it is still possible. There. Got it. I could see it kind of change after the exposure. But so I just flip both sides. They're both like this. This was before magnetic imprinting of the field, and this is after. And using these smaller disc magnets to change the centripetal magnetic field in this to be expressed strong enough so that the dielectric would go through the inner diameter like this, as you see. So this dielectric inertial plane, that's how Ken Wheeler would say it, or the block wall. The block wall has itself turned into a hyperbolic field geometry right here. Oh, not hyperbolic, but what was it? Hyperboloidal, yeah. It's hyperboloidal internal like that. So these magnets are being exposed like this, and they end up being like this too. It's due to the smaller disc magnets and the depth of the disc magnets themselves are more permeable to magnetic fields, and so it realigns itself so that the inner magnetic centripetal field flips, inverts, totally inverts. But before it has the hyperboloidal block wall in the center part, in the radius. It is still dielectrically accelerates towards the center as acceleration towards the inertial point to all the vectors in the center of this mass. So all force and motion is at the centrifugal edge as centrifugal magnetism, but it goes back towards and reciprocates into the centripetal magnetic field as the dielectric acceleration. But the dielectric acceleration is marked by it's in between the two magnetic fields. So this isn't dielectricity, rather this radius, this circle, this border is the dielectric, just as this is over here. You get what I'm saying? So this here is basically a bigger version of this, and it attracts stronger towards the center and reciprocates, and you can see it actually. It's not really an 8 looking thing, but it's really closer to a hyperbolic shape. Although these are using like smaller magnets, so you don't really see it that well. But imagine this at a distance, you see it's like one center line, the white line. Yeah, the white line still is there, but since this bottom part of the black disk bigger magnet, and the top part of this stack of smaller disk magnets are sharing the same polarity, it instead curves like this as a hyperbolic field geometry. As you can see, kind of see, so there's like a curve like that, and like that, and like that, and with the line in the center, a curve like this, and like this, and like that. But there's lines over here too, so it's more like this number and this, and like the 2 dielectric planes on the side for each of the big magnets. So Ken Wheeler also had like a video of a axial magnetic axial rotating coil in the center that's flattened between 2 big magnetic field big neodymium magnets at its side, and with the smashed axial rotating coil flattened between it. I think it's doing this number, as in basically the same thing as a ring magnet. It's geometry, as also seen with this. This is basically what a ring magnet looks like. But again, this is a disk magnet. So what makes a disk magnet different from a ring magnet is of course the mass in the center basically. But attributionally, it's before it has the hyperboloidal dielectric imprinting. It still has the dielectric z-axis in the center. Even this one has it, but you cannot see it directly on the magnetic beam film. What was I trying to say? So the ring magnet, since there's a hole in the center, it's easier to have the inverted dielectric centripetal magnetic field to be more expressed dielectrically as a hyperboloidal one-sheet hyperboloid. Although you could say it's a 2-sheet because it goes through the center dielectric plane. So there's 2 sides of this. So two bolts. I'm trying to use my hands, but you can't really see like 2 bolts like that. It's more like that. Well, whatever. I don't know if I'm rambling right now, but this just what I've been experimenting with recently, and I hope you like it. And going back to the stack of magnets, let's do a bigger version of what I did in the beginning of the video. And just winging it. But this time I'm using much more magnets. So what I speculate is in Ken Wheeler's toy is he might have either solenoid or a bifilar coil, and he has these two magnets at this orientation, which are attracted to each other technically, but are there's a inverse magnetic centripetal magnetic field relative to between these two magnets at the side. So the longer this is, the more the central dielectric plane, it goes through the center against what it wants to go. Instead of going like this, oops, it happened again. Instead of going like that, as how I use my fingers to demonstrate the path of the dielectric plane between the magnets, these two magnets between it. Instead of going like that, it goes like that. Goes through the center point of the axis of this stack of magnets that's acting as one magnet at a distance, but of course at closer spaces they're separated technically, so you could see the bulbs, so to speak. So at a distance, it still looks the same. It could be a solenoid, it could be a bifilar coil, it could be some combination of both, I don't know. And it could also be a steroid coil, I don't know. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on all this. I don't know if you learned anything, but if you did, I hope you stick around and ask whatever you want in the comments. I'll try to answer them if they're worth answering, of course. And I'll see you guys later.